Okay, step number 2, my favorite step, because it's the hardest. And I'm one of those twisted people that loves to build new neural pathways through this crazy forest in here in my brain. And the piece about number 2, which is check it. Check it means you've got to ask yourself some hard questions. Now, remember from the last one, the price for admission to this thing called life is being uncomfortable. So we've got to kind of almost look for making ourselves a little uncomfortable. And the more comfortable we get with being uncomfortable, the easier it is to call ourselves out when we're kind of getting off track a little bit. Can't call anybody else out because that's their job. They've got to do that work. But so what we're going to do is take our problem. So we've caught the problem. Now we're going to check it and we're going to sort of backtrack and ask questions to ourselves to check, is this real? Is this really a problem? Or is this me getting stuck in a trap? So you now are going to open up the link at the bottom of the page. And this is a really great resource for coming into that question phase. And so the hardest one they throw right at you. What is the evidence for this thought being true? And again, you could say, my friend said they were stupid. But then remember the trap you got stuck in, which was, oh, but they didn't say I was stupid. They were just talking about the shoes. And the other piece was, they didn't tell me they hated me. So maybe they don't hate me? I don't know. So I'm checking for evidence, right? And then you get to play the opposite direction, which is, are there pieces of evidence you've seen that don't support your automatic thought, that little path that you got stuck on before? And then, of course, looking for another perspective. And here's one of my favorite ones. What would I tell a friend in this situation? And why this is so great is because we tend to beat ourselves up and be really hard on ourselves. And often we're a lot more generous and gentle with friends. So befriend your own brain and talk to your brain like that was a friend of yours that you were giving some advice to. So ask yourself what you would tell a friend if they were in the same situation. And then see if some good stuff comes up, because that's a great way to check. Is there another way to see this? And then you could unroll this to another level and follow the like worst case scenario. So if you had done your catastrophizing, the magnification of the problem, then go ahead and play out the scenario. What would really happen? Okay, so then we aren't friends. And that means I don't get to go to parties at their house anymore. And that means I'll never be, with the rest of my friends, and I'm going to be all alone at lunch forever. Okay. So if that did happen, what steps would you take? So you sort of give yourself, remember, it's that groove in your brain. You give your brain opportunities to jump out of that groove, to get on a new pathway. And then you start making it easier for your brain to come up with different solutions instead of always jumping to a particular conclusion. So we're looking at our brains and saying, brain, is there another way? Is there another possibility? And then, of course, it all comes down to, what do I really feel? So we've checked in with our feelings. What do I really feel is the next best step forward? And so then that takes us to step number 3.